So let's jump in with the Hellhounds on Covenant 10. I guess we do Shardtail. Shardtail Queen. Who do we bring along? Maybe Other Legion? Other Legion like summon triggers. And I don't have another Legion Hellhound win yet. So let's go for that. What do we bring along in terms of our hard cage? Let's grab Bogworms. I do like having a bit of extra capacities if I'm playing with imps and stuff, so let's go with that. And I do want to go with Ego Conscripts over the Decay one, Sport Touch. So let's jump in. Let's not delay this any longer than we have to. Oh, we got 2 Fledgling Imps right from the get-go and 2 spawning pods, which is also very exciting. And I certainly don't hate having a Rail Beater. This is a great start. We're up against Dominion. Archeon has a Rage 2 on Siphon, that's fine. Well, that is actually a pretty spooky Archeon. And then we have Kale with damage shield. Don't really care much about Kale. Well, Dominion. Our units need to be able to survive like 30 damage if they're in the back line, and they need to be very tanky if they're on the front line. Or we need to block with imps or fungi or something like that. Let's see. These are 16 damage now. Queen's Impling, 16 damage to the front enemy unit. Sure. What path do we go with? Rally damage, not bad. We could also use the Imp cost reduction. Imp Parade. The Rally does synergize pretty well with Spawn. Just not entirely sure if we actually want that. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not bad. Like, we can get a lot of attack on her, but I'm not sure if we want what she provides for us. I think Rally, Shardtail Queen, yes, we can get a bunch of attackers and kill like a frontliner with her, but she's squishy and not entirely sure we want that. Let's grab Imp Parade. We do have 2 Fledgling Imps already, so I think we are quite good with that. Twisting Mycelium, we might still get some decent Rally triggers, and then Twisting Mycelium is nice. Split Anvil is always good though. And we do have the spawning pots, making the Eager Conscripts free. Split Anvil is too good to ignore. The Mycelium is very good, so I'm a bit sad having to turn that down, but I think Twisting Anvil is just amazing. We can easily take the Mind Muddler, of course. Do we make 2 floors? Or do we just have our Queen with Imps on the bottom and then make a second one with Shield Steward Rail Beater or something? I don't think so. I think I want Rail Beater to make the enemy weak before we hit with the Shardtail Queen. We can't really conscript on the bottom floor. Otherwise, we won't have the space we need for the imps. Conscripting on any floor is a bit awkward right now because I do want to play the Spear Stewards. So I'm just not gonna. Okay. Situation has changed. I want to protect the rail beater, so I'm gonna spawn one fungi. I don't need more than that. And I guess we can have one here as well now. We should probably just be fine on this bottom floor. If not, I think we can build a decent sized stack on the next floor. Although our backliners are not very useful here. But yeah, we are completely fine. Especially with the fledgling imp providing us with rage. Decent start. Not that I really expected anything else, but still glad to have it. Welder helper. Yeah. Wax cap could be a thing. I like sap. Obviously, Shoutail Queen only reduces the cost of specifically imp units. So we're not gonna get like a reduced cost on the wax cap, even though it kinda fills the spot of an imp in this deck. I could take another spawning pots, but I want the wax cap, even though it comes with some downsides. I am fine with that. Let's see, what do we need? Other Legion units could be good. Might even be quite exciting. And this is pretty much our only chance for quite some time to pick one up. I mean, obviously we could get one from Archeon, but we never know that in advance, so yeah, I'll look at an other Legion banner. Seekstone is good. What do we have? Prickly Puffball for Revenge Decay. That's interesting. Works well with armor. We also have Squad Leader if we want to go more of a fungi stack direction. I kind of don't want to, but we do have the 2 spawning pots, so it wouldn't be bad. I'll grab the puffball. Haven't played that much with puffball yet, so let's upgrade one of the spawning pots to be in our opening hand. And be 0 cost? No. If anything, the other slot would be consume removal. Let's grab a cost reduction on one of these and then move on. Fire dampener, we can definitely deal with that. We're not very ember hungry yet. Puffball goes on the bottom. And that's also the room that got upgraded, huh? We could definitely put a rail beater behind you, that's alright. And then have a Shoutail Queen plus Imp floor here. Obviously we can play a Train Steward, that's not quite what we want. We could also make this the floor where we play the Imps. That could totally work. Let's set up a Steward, and we don't have any energy left. We do have haste. And unfortunately you're not attacking the puffball. So you're gonna go straight to the top with 25 damage and melee weakness 1. So 40 health left. You're gonna take 16, you're gonna take 30, and you have 40k on you. You will die on the top floor. That's fine. And sure, the hymnist. Is it a hymnist? Is it a cherub? Flautist. I guess that counts as a form of a hymnist. Similar to the ones we have in our ranks. I could start building my stack, but we would immediately take quite a bit of damage. This looks pretty much the same as the last. And let's play that, and because it doesn't really, we can't really build a stack up here or down here yet, I will just use an Impling. Not exactly happy with the Impling being there. We are gonna need a way to kill off our own Implings. But that's fine. Why are these in the same hand? I guess we just spread out the kill over 2 floors and just accept that's the way it's gonna be. Really don't want to play the second Queen Simpling on this floor. We're gonna draw into the Fledgling Imp most likely, and I want to play that to keep the rage up. There we go. Boss time. Boss almost dies on the bottom floor. Good. Is it... Does it help playing conscripts? It shouldn't make a big difference. Might as well play them. Yeah, it's pretty much the same result. It's like we get like 12 damage out of it or something. Yeah, we're 2 damage off of killing. Wonder if there was anything I could have done to change that. Maybe... I mean, the imps die pretty much immediately, so... Not sure. Not sure what I could have done. Not that it matters. We lose a tiny bit of score, that's all. Hidden Passage, not that much into overstacking. Molting Imps is decent for clearing out the backline, but Prickly Puffball is already doing that fairly well. Not like super exciting, but it's doing an okay job. Hidden Passage can be used on enemies, which certainly is relevant. I think I'll skip on that. Also don't want the Ritual of Battle if it comes with a Calcified Ember. Infectory could be okay. I do like Infectory in general. What are we doing? I will grab Infectory. That can help us transform our imps into fungi, which certainly has some uses. Demon Friend. 60-60 trample. Is that what we need? We might need that. We can only play it in setup, which means I'm not setting up Puffball or Rail Beater though. So that's kind of rough. Am I not gonna grab extra Ember when I have Split Anvil? Because if not, it's always gonna be annoying to set up. We're gonna get extra capacity for free basically. But we don't know how it will be spread. We might not have a 7 capacity room for a bit. I think Demon Fiend is good enough. Sorry, Demon Friend. Jimbo the Joker. Bosses start with Mute 3, that's pretty good. Per KO, I like an early per KO. It's not critical. And this Gros Michel is not actually that bad here because we have a lot of small units. So the extra 10 attack does add up, but after each round of combat a 10% chance for it to be destroyed. It might not even last us until the fights that we're gonna have trouble with. I will grab Chico. Bosses starting with Mew 3 is pretty relevant. It gives us a lot of time to set up before we have to care about stuff like Rage Gain from Archeon or Seraph applying corruption to our stuff. Oh, we have a consume remove. And we have a -2 cost. Maybe what I do is consume remove this spawning pots actually. And then set the cost to 0. Don't super care about the other stuff. Yes, I kinda care about the cost reduction. But I don't want to pay that much for it. So I'll move on. I think we're pretty well set up against Archeon. Especially with Chico muting them early on in the fight. We have a 7 size floor, so maybe it's just Demon Friend and Shartail Queen on this floor. Or maybe even Rail Beater Demon Friend. That's a pretty potent combo. I mean, obviously we wouldn't set that up right now, but makes the Puffball a bit less important. Shartail Queen can just summon Imps to protect herself from Archeon pretty easily. Let's see. Obviously this floor is good, but yeah, not good enough yet, so we definitely need to work on that. Is this where I play the Calcified Ember? I don't think so. I have too much setup that I still need to do. I could definitely see this bottom floor being our biggest fungi stack. I think we're fine just playing an Impling here. I do want to play the Fledgling as well. And I guess that goes here. Absorbing some damage and giving us a good chunk of trample damage. The Chosen Acolyte doesn't really matter. They just have a bit more health than normal ones. And I don't want to take the 1 damage here. That Spear Steward is not critical. This would have been a good time for Rail Beater, but that was not offered. Let's set up the Infactory. I think I want to Welder Helper the Fungi. Incoming 16. If I put Welder Helper to the front, they'll just survive. I like the Welder Helper on the Fungi. We sacrifice Queen Simpling here. And I think I set another Impling up as a sacrifice against Archeon next turn. Well, or against this guy. It's... either way. It's helpful. Still no Rail Beater. This is a little bit of a problem because by now we are facing 2 big units and we can only kill 1. And Chartile Queen is also not ready to get kills. Puffball on the top floor doesn't do all that much. It's just 15 damage on Revenge. It's a bit of an issue. I guess I need all the extra damage I can get against this line. Maybe not literally all, because I kind of want to also set up the next floor. Top floor. Being ready for the remaining champion. Why would I play Shield Steward if I can play a Puffball? Puffball does more damage and has more health and projects its damage to additional units and is smaller. It's pretty much superior in every way. Sure, we take some damage on the Chartale Queen. I don't really care. I'm not worried about that. Archeon goes to the top floor, right? Yes. You're gonna get your first batch of rage up there. I am okay with that. Let's definitely summon at least 2 Queen's Implings here. We can play the Vengeful Shard, we won't need that. And I think we actually grab a bunch of rage on this floor. This floor is alright the way it is, so we can put the Queen's Impling down here on this line. Which is gonna net us some more troop. And now we finally have the Rail Beat already, which should pretty much solve most of our problems. Let me quickly check how much damage does the playing the Rail Beater give us. Just wanted to see the interaction between melee weakness. Yeah, melee weakness and trample is a funny combo because the entire damage is gonna get doubled through melee weakness, and then whatever is left over of that tramples over. So we can basically make the front guy melee weak, but that gives us an extra 72 damage to the entire floor because of the trample. So yeah, to the rest of the floor. Wax cap, this is last wave, so we can't really put that down on the floor we care about. We don't really have any useful imps left, or really any imps, so might as well play that here. You just survive, that's alright, you can survive and go up to the top floor. And I will just play out the Wax Cap, because I don't have another opportunity to do so. Now we gave Archeon a lot of rage there. Luckily we are fine. Even our Rail Beater can survive like that. Nice. Yeah, the Rail Beater Demon Friend combo is pretty good. Let's see what we get. Mitosis cap. Permanent copy of the equipped unit. I mean, if we want to get more imps, that's certainly a way to do so. It's also free and gives 15 health, so it's very easy to use. We are not really doing anything with racking pain or contagious. I guess not quite nothing. We do have the prickly puffball, so that could certainly be an option. A pretty weak option. I'm grabbing the mitosis cap. Moral Mistress. Edge apply decay. Not super excited. Spore Launcher on the other hand. Rally apply decay 2 to enemy units. A Shartail Queen plus Spore Launcher floor is certainly an option. Puffball becomes a bit less relevant that way, but that's okay with me. Let's grab a Spore Launcher. Sure, we get another Ember, and we haven't even played out our first one yet, but we will get there. We're really not making much with the Split Anvil yet, huh? Especially considering I no longer even have any 2-cost spells in the deck. Let's grab Limbo Solace. I definitely have to work on removing the embers, calcified embers. Let's go over here. What do we have? Quick and multi-strike, regen and damage. Well, Imp Parade 2. Add a fledgling imp to your hand on resolve. Right, that is the next step. That's a lot more useful than a Queen Simpling. I want to get that. And I think the final one is a Fletchling Imp and a Welder Helper. Still not quite sure what to do with this Mitosis cap, to be entirely honest. I feel like Demon Friend getting multi-strike is just too valuable. Wait, weren't I supposed to grab extra Ember? Oh, I guess we're okay. I guess we'll be fine. Quick, if I put Quick on the Demon Friend, that's gonna negate the melee weakness combo. I could put Quick on the Rail Beater, but that doesn't really do much because that's... I will still do it. It's honestly, it's okay. Mostly I think it's okay because it means the multi-strike means that Demon Friend does enough on their own. But we can just set up the Rail Beater on the floor below the Demon Friend. Our setup, by the way, like Deployment Ember is gonna be nowhere near enough. So that's a bit rough. We could grab Regen 10 on like Spore Launcher. Make it survive a bit longer. I'm not gonna do that. I'll grab a reroll. We have Endless and Dualism here. I want both. I love Welder Helper with Endless. That's gonna be very good for our sustain. Dualism is also great on a lot of different units. We could also Endless the Wax Cap, and I wouldn't be sad about that either. What do we do here? Heartstone? Heartstone I kinda care about as well. It's not crucial, but I eventually want it. Because our units need to be somewhat tanky to survive Seraph Dominion. Chico definitely helped a lot with that, so it's a little less important. The thing is, if I take the Heartstone, I can't take the Immortal Stone. I guess Immortal Stone is a bit less important with Shartail Queen on the Imp Parade path. This is tricky. I am very tempted to just slam Endless on a Wax Cap and then dupe it. No, that would be a bit much. Same thing though with Welder Helper. That could work, but we would need a way to sacrifice our imps. We currently don't really have that. Like, with Fletchling Imp, that's fine. We're gonna get Fletchling Imps though. What do I do? What is my current biggest problem? Can I deal with backliners? Yes, I kinda can. I have Spore Launcher, I have Prickly Puffball, I have Trample. I will usually only have the Trample set up at the very start. So, can I scale my defense? That's currently a no. Absolutely not. And for that reason, I think I should go for one of these Endless units. And Wax Cap is actually easier to use. Endless Wax Cap it is. Do I dupe the Endless Wax Cap? I don't dupe the Demon Fiend. That makes no sense. Demon Friend. Like, whatever I dupe, I can also use Mitosis Cap for that as long as it's a unit. Maybe I don't dupe a unit. I certainly don't hate having another 0 cost spawn for. Kel the Corruptor. Well, you're gonna be silenced, so you're actually weak. Sure. We'll get reanimate on some units, that's fine. I kind of want to set up Spore Launcher Shardtail Queen, to be honest. Maybe I don't play the Demon Friend this fight. I don't think that can be correct. This is the setup we're gonna go for. This is probably the turn to play a Calcified Ember. Let's play a Queen's Impling to suck up all the... No, that doesn't quite work. We're definitely playing a Queen's Impling here. Wait, did we get all the capacity on a Bannerflon? We did! That's interesting. We have lots of capacity to work with now. Kind of want my spawning pods and conscripts on the top floor. And then the question is, do we do play the Welder Helper in front, right? I will take 1 damage to get the Calcified Emperor out. There's our first Fletchling Imp, that's very important. And there is our Spore Launcher. So I guess we set up Spore Launcher. I kinda wanna set up Infectory as well, which means I'm gonna be taking another 1 damage. Yeah. That's just how it is. And then we play down the Fletchling. And we're already pretty well set here. How does the Fletchling not die? Because we spawn Shroom when our Welder Helper dies. With all the extra capacity we have on this floor, we are perfectly fine here. Who wants the Mitosis Cap? This is on Celebrate, so the unit actually needs to survive. Of course we can put it on the Shardtail Queen. And we can put it on the Shrooms. So right now it could only go on Fletchling Imp. I like having extra Fletchling Imps, kinda. But I'm also not really expecting that one to survive if it gets decay. No, I think I'll keep the mitosis cap in the deck. Bottom floor is already fine. Let's actually protect this deck with the Queen Simpling. This could be our opportunity to play another Calcified Ember, but I kinda wanna start... Well, if I start reusing Wax Cap over and over again. Actually, Wax Cap is not gonna easily die, huh? I do wanna set up... Oh yeah, right, we don't have room for a Rail Beater there. I guess we can set it up on the second floor. Means the troop will... use it up. No, Demon Fiend has quick. That is exactly the place where we wanted it. I just forgot that I wanted it there. We definitely play down a Fletchling. Now the issue is if we play Wax Cap, nothing on this floor. Well, none of our units on this floor are gonna die. But I want that Wax Cap down anyway, so let's do that. And I guess we can play out the Train Steward here. Just because we have a deployment phase doesn't mean we have to play everything that we want to play in all the units we want to play in our deployment phase, right? And yeah, you do no longer have your incant because of the mute, and nor do you have the summon effect. So I think if we play Wax Cap here, we're gonna... Well, actually not quite, huh? I guess we also need to add a Fletchling on top of that. There we go. We didn't draw our mitosis cap. I probably would have put that on a Wax Cap here, I think. Well, maybe it's better if we dualism it first. Because I do kinda want to do that. Pyre Jumper. That's also our energy problem. I guess that's kinda why I intuitively didn't go for that. Mushroom, I love Mushroom. But I don't think it's the pick here. I don't think any of these are the pick here. I'll skip. I mean, Relics and Dupes sounds good, but Merchant of Steel and Unstable Vortex sounds even better, actually. Yep, to the right we go. Titanite? I love me some Titanite. That goes on Spore Launch, alright. Quick goes on Rail Beater. So we can actually do the setup of Demon Fiend and Rail Beater on the same floor. Still not in setup, we are too poor for that, but eventually. Spore Launcher gets the Titanite, I think. And probably even a plus 20 health. If I have dualism, that goes on Wax Cap anyways. Who cares about extra attack? Nobody really. But it's pretty cheap and it's good. I'm gonna... Yeah, Rail Beater kinda wants extra health. What other Merchants of Steel are we gonna visit? Are we gonna visit this one? We might. I'm not sure. This one is very appealing though, with the Unstable Vortex and the Empyrean Well, so maybe we can get some last minute upgrades in. Oh. It's telling me to take my meds, but there are reasons why I can't really do that on camera, so let's delay that. I will take it in 1.5 minutes. Let's grab the attack boost. Let's grab the attack boost on Rail Beater. I kinda really want the health on the Rail Beater. Let's grab the attack boost on the imp that is most likely to survive, and that would be Welder Helper. We only have one Welder Helper, and I kinda wanna recycle that if at all possible. So I'll just put it on a fledgling. And we finally get to purge some cards. I want this Calcified Ember out of my deck, but I can do that in combat, so I don't have to do it out of combat. We are definitely never playing Shield Stewards ever again, right? What is our room or equipment card? It's equipment all the way. Swift Steel Dagger for even more quick. That is not hugely important. Glass Cannon Fragile is pretty hard to sell when we're up against the Seraph of Dominion. Bloodthirsty Blade, not hugely interesting either, but it is still fairly early to pick it up, so it could grow quite a bit if we had a unit that gets a lot of kills. Demon Friend might get a couple kills, but I don't think this is great. I'd rather have just the 15 and quick on like Shardtail Queen perhaps. Yeah. Am I really just skipping this? Guess I am. I mean, I could put a glass cannon on an imp or something. Maybe just using that as like a deal 50 damage once. It's not that bad. Yeah, I'll grab it. Obviously we don't combine that with Mitosis Cap, that absolutely doesn't do what we want. Non-boss enemy units get multi-strike is fairly spooky, but I want the money, and it's not spooky enough to dissuade me from getting my money. It might dissuade me from setting up just a Shardtail Queen on the bottom floor though. That might be a bit too spooky for me. What's happening with our bottom floor? We have 9 capacity here already. This is better than just picking capacity stone. As long as we're just interested in this floor. But I can't really do Rail Beater and Demon Fiend and Spore Launcher and Shardtail Queen on the bottom floor. That's a bit too much. I could do Shardtail Queen plus Demon Friend on the bottom floor. I could technically do that and be fine with it. Get away with it. And then eventually put a Rail Beater and just say we don't need these in this fight. How true is that though? I mean, with a quick win might be okay. Shardtail Queen behind Demon Friend? Yes. Demon Friend actually has a health pool. Demon Friend can survive some hits. And here's Rail Beater to join them. And then we slap an Infactory on here. And grab a bunch of Rage. And everything dies. Do I wanna play Igor conscripts here? Right now we smack that guy, we cleave over. These guys will survive because they reanimate. But they will strike the troop. So this imp never really dies. Does the troop die? Well, why doesn't the imp die? We spawn 4 troop? No, 3 troop. We kill all 3 of these once. And then the frontliner should kill 2 of the troop, and this one should kill the 2 troop and the imp. Am I missing something? Well, let's see how this plays out. Let's set down to slower speed. And I guess I'm gonna start some shroom stacks on the next floor. Okay. Oh, yeah, Demon Friend has multi-strike. That's what I was missing. Obviously, with the melee weakness, we didn't need the second strike on the same enemy. That means we're not really gonna be able to play much down here, because everything is just gonna explode. I'm just gonna use this opportunity to dupe the wax cap. This is not gonna be my normal setup. It's good here, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be good against Seraph. We can just block with our troop. That's pretty easy. Wait, I don't want the sap though. Whoops. I was like, no, let's not play there because of the sap, and then immediately forgot about the sap. Wait, can I not delete this message? What's up? Okay, it's gone. Yeah, let's set up wax cap with mitosis cap. I guess we can have a steel and don't want to play the fledgling in. We need our imp to die. We need a way to kill that imp off. I mean, glass cannon on the fungi would do it. Let's place you down. Or we instead just build up the imp stack. And then make sure that you actually contribute instead of dying, I guess. I could also go on the rail beat, but we have 30 armor, and once that is gone, the 10 health or 1 health is not a big difference anymore. Our entire deck is gonna be full of fledgling imps. Not that I particularly care. That's fine. Yeah, let's get rid of these calcified embers. I'm willing to take a damage for that. These tanky waves are making me lose some fungi, but well, as you can see, that's totally fine. Why are you not losing Titan skin? Oh, because we silenced you. Well, that guy actually becomes harder with Chico apparently, because the revenge trigger is disabled. For 3 turns at least. Ah yes. Again we take a calcified ember, but we need this card, and I want holdover and maybe even... Oh, Cheery Deathcap. Maybe. I don't think so. Mushroom. Is it now time for Mushroom? Is it now time for Mushroom? Yeah. Mushroom is busted. It does so much in the Titan fight. It's pretty good in flying boss fights in general, but it's never bad. It's always at least solid. And in some fights it's way beyond solid. It's completely broken in some fights. The consume, like instead of holdover, obviously we are far from there, but instead of holdover, putting consume on important work can lead to an infinite combo with Imp Historian or whatever they are called, the one that brings back a consume spell. But as I said, we are far away from that, so I'm not gonna try to build for that at all. Consume removal, it's an option. These are our better spells. Give me Spell Chain on this. I have so many imps to sack. Don't really care about these. I'd rather remove them at this point. First I will remove the Spear Stewards though. But yeah, I think we can start purchasing the cheap purchase options, and I will definitely get one of the Ego Conscripts out of the deck. Time to face Kale. For some reason I think we're gonna be just fine against Kale. I don't think we will have any problem dealing with them. Is it back to our typical setup? I mean... Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're back to a spread setup again. Let's see. We definitely want a stack of Shrooms going on here, so we also kind of want a Shroom to block this hit. So let's start with that. I will also purge this calcified ember. We want this extra damage. What do I do with this Welder Helper? Probably should have played it earlier. This guy's gonna go to the top and there's no one to catch them yet. We're likely gonna have a Queen Simpling available. I do want to play this Welder Helper, and it's gonna be on the bottom floor. So there we go. Let's play the Impling, let's block this with a Shroomy, and then... a Fierce Warrior Mushroom. This is gonna be the Mushroom. The Mushroom room. You have damage shield, that's a bit annoying. We can set things up that you won't have damage shield, so I probably will. Pyre Jumper, those want to go out and those want to die. We're gonna set up the Infactory here. It's not super amazing yet, but it's gonna be good enough. And then don't really want to sap you all. I think I want to sap Kale. I'm not gonna lose all the imps, but we're gonna lose enough imps that we have room for any units that we want to play. And then here we wanna block your hit. Sure, we're gonna take down the damage shield with the Demon Fiend. So actually we kinda need the Shroom to survive. Wait. I guess we're not getting any kills here then. Wait. This is all wrong. This is very much all wrong. It's Pyre Jumper on the top. Wax Cap goes here. We set up the Mushy Room, we set up the Infectory. And then... still wrong. Pyre Jumper does go on the top, but Pyre Jumper goes in front of the Mushroom and not behind it. So Mushroom goes on the top and then Pyre Jumper in front. We again set up the Wax Cap and the Mushy Room on the bottom floor. We set up the Infectory on this floor. And now we can do this on this floor. This guy doesn't quite die, but they're close enough. Just 2 hits away from dying. 2 hits because of the damage shield, of course. Okay. We're finally ready to place down a spell launcher. We also have the important work, which is gonna give us a lot of card draw and stuff. Let's spawn on this top floor. And then we can get rid of the damage shield. That kills this guy. Which means the cherub is actually gonna feed Kale. And I'm okay with that. You know what? We don't need this Queen's Impling to survive. This floor is not ready for action just yet. Let's make sure it is. And then we can populate the bottom floor. We are gonna want a Queen's Impling in the front to block another hit. And spread decay. And yeah, we kind of do want these imps in the front so they die. Do we? We have the important work now. We will always have a bunch of imps to sacrifice. Yeah, this is fine. I like where we are here. I don't like that we have our rail beater hasn't been drawn yet. I would like to change that and draw it now. Draw it now. I mean, I want to draw it now. No? Okay. That's fine. You have a lot of health. Way too much health, actually. And also way too much attack. How do we deal with you? It probably involves this fledgling imp. It might involve a prickly puffball. Do we... We can sacrifice our imps, it's fine. Kinda would prefer to play Wax Cap, but that's not gonna be enough. Actually it is enough. We do that a little bit differently. It might not even involve Wax Cap. Let's keep the stuff we already did. Because that involves drawing cards, and I didn't know what those cards would be, so I wanted to see those cards, and I think we Wax Cap first. Put down the fledgling imp. I should have place the puffball before the fledgling imp, but that's enough, and it doesn't change much in the long run. Our factory floor is finally ready to actually farm some kills. Everything is getting up there quite badly damaged already, so we're gonna be doing just fine with that. At this point we can never have too many imps. This one is the one with the upgrade, right? Yes. So you get a mitosis cap. And I guess it's wax cap. Followed by imps. We don't really need to shroom here on the bottom floor, but it does spread a bunch of decay. I won't. I will build up a wall of shroom on the second floor. The bottom floor doesn't need to kill Kale. It's likely gonna do so anyways, but it doesn't need to. Slight issue here. Rail Beater will actually kill the Fallen Executioner, so we're not gonna hit the melee weakness here. That's definitely a luxury problem though. I think we can start setting up our wall of shroom on the bottom floor. And we should win this pretty easily after playing a few units on this floor and causing some extra decay that way. You will not die, which that's fine. You won't get to the top floor because Kale dies. Kale does have a ton of HP, so we're gonna lose our troop stacks here. But that's what they're meant for. They are mostly there to be a meat shield. Impolate is 200 damage for one Ember. How can I turn that down? I mean, Deadly Variant is also very strong. How much sap do we apply? I mean, a bunch, but it's never gonna be 200 damage. It also consumes. I mean, it's decay, so it's a lot of damage. Like, we're doing like we can easily stack like 15 sap or so, and then this is a lot of decay. But Impolate is great. It clears out the frontliners for us. I think I want Ember mostly just to set up the deployment phase. We're not always gonna be able to just... Yeah. I really want a card draw, but like setting up earlier is just so helpful. I kind of want to make one of our rooms in... Well, no. We don't have the ember for that. I don't super care about a dupe right now. We don't need more important work. Impolate is good, but it's not cost reduced or anything. I guess we can always use more imps. And this gives us the option to look for endless. Ah, we have Imperialist. Action, kill all imp units. Deal 20 damage per imp to enemy units. That is good, but at this point I want more imps. And Shardtail Queen can give us those. Endless. Endless Welder Helper. Solve our armor forever. Endless Pyre Jumper. Do we need all that energy? Not so much. Kinda care about the armor though. Reduce size to 1. We could. Don't care enough. Railbeater gets some extra health. And do I even reroll? Not really interested in anything at this point. Yeah, I'll keep my money. Let's heal up a bit. I can use the healing. It's not critical or anything, but I can use it. Now that we generate more imps and have more... have an endless imp as well, we can definitely use as many important work as we can get. I usually don't like you very much, but silenced you're a lot less scary. Because the one of the main problems with that boss is she has incant gain spikes. No, give spikes to all enemies on the floor. But she also summons these statues that have revenge. She gains attack, and resolve. She gains even more attack and armor. And that is actually a very nasty combo because you kind of need a really strong floor setup already to deal with her. Na na na. Na na na. No more imps? Oh, that's fine. Do we need shrooms? We have all floors at size 6 at least now, that's good. Do we need the mushies? Yes, give me some mushies. I could have used them on the bottom floor for a lot of decay, but I do care about my defense, so let's draw more cards. Might need my fletchlings on this floor actually. Prickly Puffball. I could definitely play that here. Main problem is the Ragewing Assassins hitting the Shardtail Queen. Pretty hard to stop that. And I can't really give armor to the Shardtail, so I kinda need my Wax Caps. We're pretty far away from killing the Avowed Gladiator here. We're never getting any sweepers here on this line, but we might have to deal with spikes. If I put the glass cannon on the Demon Fiend, I need to be very confident that I can win on the bottom floor. And I'm not. I just don't have that confidence. Spread some more decay on this bottom floor with the help of this puffball. I do not have a way to give armor to my demon friend, so if I put a glass cannon, that's... No, I'm not doing it. I'd rather take a few points of pyre damage to you. You're gonna have some sap, maybe we can sap you some more if we draw the right cards. But you're not gonna like ruin me or anything. You also have a bunch of decay on you, so the heal hurts. Stop that heal. Wax cap helps. No swipers on the bottom floor, so I think we are fine to play wax cap on the top. It won't die is the issue. But I think I want to prevent some of that pyre damage. We could keep the prickly puffball alive pretty easily. We might have to sacrifice this imp eventually, but I do want to make sure that we can kill this floor first. Start with a pyre jumper, so we definitely have all the energy we need. Queen's Impling is enough to kill the terrifying amalgam, but it won't kill the collector. You are gonna get a bunch of extra health when you go up to the pyre floor. You're actually gonna do a bit of damage. You're at like 400 rough, yeah, around 400 health, a bit more than that. So we need like 5 pyre shots. So the sap is gonna run out. You're gonna do 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9, which is 25 pyre damage. I would like to prevent a bit of that. I'm gonna try and keep Puffball alive here. That would solve this flaw. I mean any fledgling input. But I'm still holding out hope for Rail Beater. No Rail Beater apparently. Can't quite play the final important work, because if I draw Rail Beater, I need to have played it here, and if I don't draw Rail Beater, I can't play it here. That's the dilemma I'm in. I am gonna in Factory, I am gonna play Fledgling Imp that doesn't kill the Collector? How does that not kill the Collector? I thought the Fledgling Imp would attack last after the Amalgam already died, but it actually dies to decay. I guess we need some more damage then. And I hate that you survive and deal a bunch of damage to our Pyre, but I also can't prevent it. I could, but I would need to do other sacrifices that I don't want to do. Let's quickly see how this looks. You're taking 9 damage, you're healing 150, basically you're healing 141. You're taking another 5, so 136 on top of this is 90, 20, 420 health. So yeah, this is pretty much exactly 5 shots from the pyre, and unless we can deal like 80 damage, this is not gonna change. And we can't, we definitely can't deal 80. Puffball is doing alright. Don't think they need our help. Well, the draw hasn't been super kind to us, so I guess, yeah, 25 fire damage. It could be worse. These sweepers are threatening. Luckily we do have the counter to them. And that counter is Wax Cap. We need to sack both of these imps so that we can do Rail Beater here. And while that kills the frontliner, it doesn't kill the backliner. Luckily we have Impolates to help with that. That's not the floor I wanted to play that. Is that fine? No, that is not fine. Is that all? No. No, I don't want that. I need that room for imps. Okay, again. Let's start with the Rail Beater stuff. Rail Beater here and then Impolate. Maybe I want a second Rail Beater, just so I draw it more quickly on average. And having a second Rail Beater is not actually the worst. And then I did do that on a welder helper before, but is that the unit that's most important? I think so. But I think we actually want to get rid of both of them. We definitely Wax Cap here. We need that to keep the Shardtail alive. Shardtail Queen. Whoops. I was supposed to play Welder Helper before that, but actually I can't play Welder Helper and Fletchling Imp, so I'm instead gonna go with Fletchling Imp. And then we build our Shroom Tower some more, and I guess I will just let these Imps discard. Can't keep the Shardtail Queen alive anymore. I would definitely benefit from some repositioning options. I want you to be an imp. You have a summon trigger. Why aren't you an imp? Don't want the armor on you. Just playing this imp to sack. draw more cards. Well, there goes our queen. Makes our whole imp shenanigans a bit more costly to use. These units are getting so tanky. I'm glad I have this Impolate. Really am. I don't want you to live, so let's... This is fine, this is not fine, but it's the best we're gonna get. I can put a bunch of armor on any of the frontline units, but all the things in the front are actually things I want to die. I mean, I can hold that over. I do want to hold that over as well. I guess I should use that to stack decay. That matters. That does matter. Yeah, we're definitely not beating those on the bottom line. That is just not gonna happen. Let's start with Welder Helper. The extra armor and extra decay adds up. It's a good combo. We do want the armor to be on you. Do we do wax cap second, I think? Well, statue dies, so we don't have to deal with the resolve trigger, granting the boss units on the train 15 attack and armor 300. Which is just a rude amount. Oh, we do have to deal with these guys, with this guy being alive still. We could add some more decay, and I think that matters more than having an additional stack of troop here. The statue giving the boss so much attack is a problem, of course. And we're gonna have to deal with another one. And now she does actually have her her incant, so not that we can do all that much on this floor. Although Spikes 1 is kinda not a big deal. It's still a big enough deal. But I think our best shot is to prep the top floor. This guy is also gonna get to the pyre, so that's gonna be fun. Prepping the top floor means getting a stack of shrooms with a bunch of armor. The boss is not gonna have a lot of health left when they come up to the top floor, and they do have 24 decay. So if we can just hold out for a few rounds of combat, that's gonna be enough, but the problem is they're gonna have like 70 attack or something like that. I wish we had room for the wax cap on the boss floor. That would solve not that many of our problems, but it might help. The melee weakness combo certainly does good work. Ouch. The extra attack doesn't even matter. If she gets to our pyre, we are doomed. And the extra spikes also don't matter. Basically, we need to live for one more turn, pretty much. That's all that counts. There, wasn't even close. It was very close. Oh, I saw that run die just then. Just there. I literally saw that run die. Battering ram might be good. We're not stacking that much armor though. Pyre jumper is not really it. But it is another imp and that's generally pretty good. Mushroom cloud, decay does help. Fertile ground. Fertile ground is a crazy amount of spawns. Give me fertile ground. That's so many spawn triggers. We need some relics. Friendly units enter with rage 3 is nice. Versatile ember staff triggers most turns. I need that. And then let's see what the Merchant of Steel has on offer. Maybe adding multi-strike to an imp helps. I mean multi-strike and a bunch of attack. Sorry, health. So that they can actually survive to do the multi-strike. I want dualism. Dualism wax cap. And then the rest of the money is gonna be spent on rerolling and buying the best stuff we can. Thank you! Our problems have just evaporated. We are good. That's all we needed. It's just a Guruk's gold. And suddenly we have multi-strike 2 on Demon Fiend and we have multi-strike on Railbeater, and we didn't clone it because it didn't survive after the mitosis cap. Or rather, it didn't survive the boss, so we couldn't celebrate. Unfortunately. What do I even remove? I mean, at this point I think it's just Igor Conscripts, but I kind of want to keep some of them in the deck. Don't really want to remove Imps, but I could see me removing a Queen's Impling. They are not very impactful. Maybe Prickly Puffball could go as well. And then we dupe. Is it important work? No, we don't need more than 2. I think it's Impolate at this point. We do need the Impolates to help with the big, beefy frontliners. I like that the Seraph is muted for 3 turns, so... What are our sizes? 6, 7 and 9. Okay. I think it's Spore Launcher and Shartail on the bottom. Maybe Shartail should be in front. Yeah. Shartail should definitely be in front. It's kind of weird that we want the most fragile unit in front, but that is actually what we need here. Why? It's simple, because we need armor on her to prevent Dominion's blight stuff to take her out. Ugh, this is a rough start. I'll grab a spawning pod so that we don't have to... I don't want to make this an infectory, so we're not gonna. That is a unit. No, that is a spell. Then we play this here. And then we play a unit, which would be Fledgling Imp. I could also play a room. This is probably gonna be our infectory. Glass Cannon doesn't help here. Fledgling Imp does though. Uh, 3, 6, 9, 12, 18 damage. That takes out the fungi, and then you all die, applying your corruption to the Fledgling Imp. I could slam some impolates into these frontliners, but those are not the units I wanna impolate. That wouldn't even do anything. It wouldn't give me more damage against the Blightbound Guardian, so... I guess we just impolate Seraph a bunch. You taking a bit of damage is fine. Do I want to mitosis cap you? Would I play another demon friend? Hell yeah, I would. Not on setup, but eventually. With the important work and the imps costing 0 and stuff, I can very easily get to the point where I can safely do such things. And the Pyre Chomper also existing. We need an imp to... well... we need to catch all the damage with units, and then we would need an imp to absorb the damage. I think the 20 armor is gonna be enough for a bit. This is completely fine. We don't have to deal with too much corruption yet. You're taking 6 from... these guys take out the prickly puffball, and then these units dying. So either we protect the prickly puffball with a welder helper, and I think that's a good idea. Let's also absorb this welder helper because I want to draw deeper into my deck and not recycle the this one forever. I do want to recycle that one, just not yet. Let's start spawning on this floor. Could be well worth it to do it on this floor instead. I don't mind the puffball dying actually. I kind of want that to die. If we play a Fledgling Imp here, it's not gonna die. That's fine, we can always sacrifice it. And that's even gonna trigger the infectory, so why not? Do I want the puffball to die? I mean, it's gonna die to corruption eventually. It doesn't need to die immediately. Pyre Chomper, I can keep that in the deck. Why did I want Fertile Ground? Well, all the imps that die end up in our consume pile, so this is gonna draw so many cards. Let's see. We set up the mushy room. I want to draw deeper into my deck, so I don't want to sacrifice you though. So I will sacrifice the Endless Imp, and then I will play a non-Endless Imp and sacrifice that. Queen's Impling will definitely help protect ourselves from corruption, because it will absorb the corruption. It will not completely protect us though. I don't want corruption on the short tail. Where is the damage currently coming from? It's coming from 3 corruption and 6 from the back line. This floor is fine. It's only Seraph attacking. I wanted to save that for later, but I think we need them now. I will throw these on the top floor. I really wanted more draws, but the setup was so expensive that I needed the Ember. It's a bit of an unfortunate situation, but well, at least we have the versatile Ember stuff going off every now and again. Rail beater time, so we're gonna make room for that. Do I need any more rage on this floor? I mean, some rage on the bottom floor is also good. Yeah, let's get some more rage on this floor first. And then we can beat the rails. Yeah, sure. Seraph taking out these imps means he's not spreading corruption on another floor instead. Actually, can you also take out this wax cap, please? Next, what are we gonna do on the bottom line? I think we do a welder helper. Draw out of it. Again, I don't want corruption on my short tail. Wax cap pretty much absorbs all of the damage. Not quite, because these guys have oh, it's the dualism wax cap. Yeah, wax cap absorbs all of the damage on this floor. Doesn't even die because these guys can't strike anymore with 0 attack, so that's nice. I mean, that's not nice. I want it to die, but in general, that's useful. Let's see. I kind of want you to die, and you are not, so it's just what it is. Avowed Gladiator, how much damage are we dealing to you? We have like 20 plus 40 is 60, and then basically 400. Guess I'll play some more units to apply some more decay. We need that extra DOT damage on this floor. We do wanna be able to deal with the double resolve add bad stuff to your deck units. Let's make some rooms for more important imps. Rooms? Which? Just room. Let's see. This is not perfect yet. We're taking some damage on our backliners. Well, that is mostly from Seraph actually starting to spawn decay. As long as I have like anything here, stuff is gonna be fine. This room is perfectly fine. That helps. And then you're killing the frontliner, you two kill that. And then the 7 damage is just from Decay, from Seraph and Misshapen Fiend. Don't actually want that, so I'm gonna... I don't want the 20 armor on you either. You're gonna die no matter what because of the Decay. I will just play a Welder Helper here. Sure, that Wax Cap is gonna stay alive, but I don't need both of them to die and cycle through the deck. Just one of them is more than enough. Especially if it's the dualism one. Let's again protect ourselves with a Wax Cap. Glass Cannon doesn't have many great targets here because of the Decay, but there is one that can do just fine with it, because it's mostly just their armor. Protect him then. Oof. Why can I not pronounce protecting? Protecting them anyways. Let's sacrifice more imps so I can draw more cards. Impolate. Do we need that here? It's a bit of extra damage on Seraph. A good amount of extra damage. 300 extra. No, it's not actually the full 300 because of the melee weakness that we... It's not gonna be that much. It might not even be actual extra damage. No, it is extra damage. Oh well. Not enough to really care about it. I only have one imp, and that's the one I don't really want to sacrifice because it's actually providing some damage. Seraph coming back to the bottom floor to grab some more sap. But unfortunately also spread some more corruption, which is much less nice. I am gonna end up with a Welder Helper in front. I could do spawning pots instead. And I don't hate that. That's actually not the right target to give that armor to, but it doesn't matter too much. It's kinda nice even. I don't want to give it any more armor than this, because then it won't die at all. And then I definitely don't need spawning pots down there. Although, getting rid of this chosen supplicant would have been nice. But the Scourges help us trigger our versatile Ember stuff at the very least, so, you know, that's an upside at least. Yeah, and we are in Relentless, and we are far away from killing. So let's change that. That Wax Cap being there actually sucks. That does definitely help a bit. Now they all die anyways, so I don't care who the armor is on. Don't care that much, at least. Do we have another imp to sacrifice? Yes, we do. Oh, that's the endless one, so we can replay that over and over again. With the extra decay and extra stats and stuff, we are actually stacking a significant amount of damage and also not sap. That one is gonna run out over this fight. Well, most of it. Probably not all of it, actually. But a lot of decay. We're stacking a lot of decay on Seraph. Yeah, the sap is not gonna run out because we die to corruption, not to direct damage. Which means we still have a ton of sap on Seraph. And that's good. Because that means we easily get the kill here. Punch, punch, punch. Good work, demon friend. I actually don't know if we beat the Titans with this. It's not exactly an amazing deck. And we only have 60 pyre health. I mean, 60 pyre health should be enough as long as we can keep... as long as we keep the... mean guy in check. Savagery. Let me think. We are facing some swipe units. I think Shartail Queen once again wants to go in the front. Spore Launcher is just gonna have enough health. They are muted early on, huh? Does that mean we don't get pyre lights? That's not such a bad thing. Because we're probably gonna take longer on Savagery actually. Your Resolve, your Rage is not gonna trigger, that's nice, and your Curse of Entropy is not gonna trigger. Actually, yeah, the mute is fine even though we don't get the Pyre Light. I think it's a net benefit. This bottom floor once again should be the mushy room. Unfortunately you do have trample, so we kinda need Shrooms to block here. That's perfect, 15 damage, so 1 health remains and you will deal a full 20. Of course, if we wanna sack some imps, we can do that as well. I haven't played a unit yet, so let's do that. This is the multi-strike imp. I wanna keep that one in the back. Oh, Wax Cap, that's pretty early. I want you to die, so I'll put you all the way in the front. Of course now the mushrooms don't die. But I think that's super worth it. Let's start building a mushroom stack on this floor. Of course we need to protect it from entropy. We might be alright. I can really easily zap Savagery into Oblivion. Here's Mr. Railbeater. That means we're not gonna play Wax Cap on this floor. I guess so. We will eventually have to face Sweepers. If I play Wax Cap on this floor, it doesn't die. Wait, we have another room enhancement on this floor. We can absolutely play Wax Cap here. And then Railbeater goes here. And then Wax Cap dies to the entropy. give you a cannon. We don't have our important work. Let's take out these decay units so that we don't have to deal with decay on our Shardtail Queen. And we do need to stack rage here on the bottom floor. We need to kill these waves so that we can maximize our damage with this floor against savagery and entropy, and don't waste damage dealing with some jumps. I'm gonna keep a Queen's Impling here. I wanted to say and use the Welder Helpers to apply armor to it, but I realized I'm out of amber. Are you still muted? So you won't actually damage the pyre. I don't need to set up anything on the top floor, but I might... Well, we have to deal with Ragewing Assassin, so this wax cap is definitely going down here on this floor. That unfortunately means nothing is gonna die on this floor. I think I still wanna sap the hell out of savagery. Also, this wax cap is gonna die here, that's good. And then I guess we start building our mushroom stack further. Here's my Mitosis cap. This is just 15 health in this fight and nothing else. Who do I care about having 15 health the most? You? Yeah, I think so. And I do want to stack up the rage on this floor so that we can kill most enemies pretty easily. I don't want to keep you alive, so not gonna play Welder Helper on the top. I can start playing Welder Helpers here. This deck does want to stay alive, so... Well, the mute period is gone. But we're also much closer to getting our engine set up. Not quite there yet though. I need to cast a spell. That's gonna be Impolate. There's no real reason to play it on this floor. Well, it gives us a melee weakness on entropy. I need my important work. It's very important. I guess we can just make an imp floor up here. For now. Okay, now we actually have to spend Ember on Firelight every turn. Because I think we're gonna be fine with Savagery and Entropy, actually. Okay, this is not bad. I do want to kill off these imps here. So that we can Welder Helper the Shardtail Queen. You're very heavily decayed, you're not gonna be a huge problem. I do wanna Pyre Chomp here, so that I can more easily set up oh come on, give me, yeah, an Alpha Friend on the top. I like the mushy room here, but it's no longer that important. Do I make it an infectory? I don't think so. Oh, I played some spells down here, didn't I? Whoops, that might cost me pretty dearly. I guess I have to make this an infectory now. That will make my Shardtail Queen survive without much trouble. And now we're starting to get some sap added to our units. Fine. We can deal with that. I think we're gonna be fine. We have lots of time still. Neither is our pyre close to breaking down, nor does savagery go out of control. We're in a very good spot. The sap is a little bit annoying. I do want to play these. I could take some pyre damage, but we can counter the sap pretty well with our fledgling imps. Applying rage every turn. This buffs all non-boss units on all floors, so it will include these units down here. But I don't think that's a problem. I kind of want to buff them so that they kill the wax cap. They already do, but buffing them just a little bit more is not an issue. I will keep savagery buffed, debuffed, not buffed. I don't want to buff them. This deck is about to die from corruption. Maybe I should let it die and form a new one that doesn't have any corruption on it yet. I could also keep it alive. No, not quite. A little bit longer. We don't need those 11 damage as much. I don't want to stack armor on the wax cap here. So I'm just gonna put you in front. So I can apply more decay. And then finally, I don't have a spot for you. Guess I'll keep you in the deck then. That's not bad. Entropy still has a lot of health. Oh no! I just realized we need some rage on this floor. A rail beater has no damage anymore. We can take this fairly slowly. We just need damage on entropy. That is the thing we need the most right now. We don't need to have a stack of shrooms here. We can do that with imps as well. We don't have very many fledgling imps left. Maybe I should have made an endless fledgling imp instead. You're not endless, aren't you? Are you? No, you're not. Well, we still have the growing decay stack, so... I am not gonna play this. I will take the damage instead. You killing the welder helper, I'd rather you wouldn't, and... oh, I can't play a wax cap here. I can play it on the top. Sap 3, that brings you down to 4. You're not gonna kill the wax... No, the wax cap is gonna die to Dominion. So, I don't have to worry about that. I can just play my wax caps because Dominion is gonna kill them off. No, I didn't want to play it. Oh, it's Sap 4, not Sap 5. Okay, we're fine, we're fine. Do I want to play more important works? I mean, you're not doing any damage anymore. Oh yeah, well, Fledgling Imp. We need that. We need that on this floor. Which is the main damage source against entropy. Is that true? Yeah, it's kind of true. The main, like, attack damage source, at least. We're definitely light on the damage, and the sap is causing trouble. We can counteract the sap on one floor at best. So, because the Shardtail Queen grants us Fledgling Imps every turn. We definitely wax cap on the bottom floor, but before that we should use welder helpers to stack armor. As much as we want. Do we still have... We still have a Curse of Entropy in the deck that I can't play, really. At least these Impolates are growing in damage. And that helps. We need to protect you, which is done by playing Wax Cap. That spawns 19 Shrooms right now. That's why I wanted that card. That's what I imagined it would be. We can have a Puffball absorbing some damage here and spreading some decay on the top floor as well. 23 sap. Well, with the 5 rage... you're still way in the negative with your attack. Let's definitely spawn some more Shrooms here. And then I think we do the final Fledgling Imp here as well. It's a bit overkill. We don't need it on Savagery though. Entropy is our target. Wait, that is damage to Entropy, isn't it? Not yet. Savagery can just die to the decay on the bottom floor once they come down here next. I'm gonna keep Savagery overset. And then we spawn 20 Shrooms, applying 40 decay to everyone. You know, that helps with damage on Entropy. Maybe I should have gone with the... not Cluster Colonel, the Squad Leader after all. We're dragging this fight out quite a bit. We can play another Curse of Entropy. You have enough attack, and we don't need to take the damage. Our last card is another Curse of Entropy though, so we can play that one. Let's spawn more shrooms to apply more. You are a silencer. So we can't even do like funny imp shenanigans on that floor at all. So instead we do funny imp shenanigans on this floor. You are burned out. Or rather sapped out. I'm still gonna stack the troop. Still valuable. Does 183 damage. Let's... Ah yes. It's still a good blocker. We don't want to take damage to vengeful shards on top of all that. I forgot to use the welder helper for something more useful. Maybe blocking the damage is useful enough. Not really. Yeah, this is better. This is far better. We're not even killing the Chosen Herald. Oh yeah, because they have stealth. Of course we're not. I didn't know one of those could spawn with stealth. We're doing a bunch of damage to entropy. Maybe we can actually push down entropy next turn. We can play that. I just don't want to reduce your attack to 0. Sure. Okay. Current wave 9. I think we will win on wave 10 or 11. So either next or the one after the next. It might be the next. It might be this one. No. We're not quite done with Dominion yet. Let's stack armor and decay. By recycling the endless welder helper. As often as we possibly can. Whoop, wrong card. I mean, these two go down, and they will either way, because it's damage from decay mostly. Not on savagery, but this is just to catch the Dominion damage. The corruption. And yeah, as soon as we play this Firelight, the fight will be over. Right? I do think Dominion is low enough to die to a single Firelight. Not actually, no. We need to end the turn as well. That was a drawn out Titan fight, but we had everything we needed to, like, hold out for this long. So we held out and we won. That was a long run. That was not my strongest deck, but it was a fun deck. It wasn't overly precise, but the decisions during the fight definitely mattered a lot. Dark Deal, I love this card. Deal 5 damage, apply rage 7. Double stack and hold over this, and you're good to go with damage. Alpha Friend, sorry. Strike plus 15 damage. This card kinda sucks by default, but with the Grurk's Goad or something, as soon as you get a little bit of multi-strike on this one, it's gonna be very good. It might not suck that bad, but it's a bit too slow, and the problem is it's a strike trigger that makes it grow, so it's it's very slow. 7 more gilded cards. Umbra doesn't have very many yet, but we'll get to Umbra eventually. But yeah, 47k. I mean, that's acceptable score, considering we had a pretty rough Titan fight and a extremely rough. I need to learn her name. She's giving me trouble. She has given me trouble so many times. She hasn't killed me yet, but she has given me so much trouble. Yeah, that was a fun deck. Imps, I love imps. I didn't have any of the like really cool imp things, like Impsicle or Ashes of the Fallen that make summon triggers go off twice. None of those, but we had a lot of imp action anyway.